That's the most entitled thing someone expected on a first date. My coworker set me up on the most traumatizing date of my life. I walked into an upscale steakhouse and found my date, Chloe, sitting at a long table right across from her parents. Even before sitting down beside her, I knew something was wrong. Still, I walked over and greeted them with a smile. Chloe grabbed my arm and leaned her head against my shoulder. "Will you be paying for dinner tonight?" Chloe whispered into my ear. "If we're gonna get married, this is the least you can do." Second red flag I ignored. I looked at her and her parents and smiled. "Of course it's not a problem," I said, figuring it would only be maybe 100 or 200 per person. But that's the kicker. The moment I said yes, Chloe's mom screamed out, "He said yes to dinner!" All of a sudden, Chloe's relatives started pouring in and filling every seat, all 16 of them. I sat there stunned, watching her parents order Wagyu and lobsters for each person, posing on Instagram between bites. Her brother and teenage cousins ordered $400 champagne just to open and spray it, like in the movies. Everyone cheered. Chloe turned to her cousin. "See? I hit the jackpot." Her uncle leaned over to Chloe, joking, "You better give that man an amazing night tonight after dinner." She giggled and winked at me. "Of course, uncle!" I nervously watched the check climb on my phone calculator. 3,000, 5,000, 7,000. It kept going. I eventually pulled Chloe aside near the bathroom, half whispering, "This is insane." I didn't agree to this. She rolled her eyes and gave a snarky expression. "You drove a BMW here. Your LinkedIn says senior developer. Stop acting like you can't afford this. This was supposed to be just a date between us, and I've barely gotten to speak to you. Oh my god, we can just talk later after the dinner. Stop whining." She marched back to the table and ordered everyone a gold leaf sundae that was $300 each. Once the bill hit 10,000, I was out. "I'll pay for you and your parents. No one else," I told her in front of her entire family. Her relatives froze, watching us. Chloe stood up and got in my face. "I'm the prettiest girl you'll get, so if you want me around a lot, start acting like it." Something in me completely snapped when she said that. I smiled. "You're right." I got up, walked straight to the waiter station. I quickly explained how my blind date suddenly brought in her entire bloodline without discussing it with me first, and they refused to help foot the bill. "So I'll just pay for my meal and no one else's?" I asked. The waiter's eyes widened. "We figured." They were sketchy from the start. Security's already watching them. He pointed to the few relatives who were trying to sneak out unsuccessfully, cornered by the manager of the restaurant. "Nobody leaves until this bill's paid. If you so much as try to run, I'm calling the cops," she threatened. I watched them scramble for their wallets, pulling out calculators. I smiled and thanked him for the help, paying my $180 and headed for the door. Chloe posted everything on Facebook that night. This loser abandoned me with a $10,000 bill on our first date. We were basically engaged. She attached the receipt, ranting about how I'd promised to pay, then ditched his future family. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Friends sent me screenshots. "Dude, isn't this about you? Is this the girl from tonight? Bro, she's destroying you online." I was shocked at how easily she flipped the script. I held my phone with shaking hands, trying to figure out how to even resolve something she had suddenly made so public. But soon, I didn't need to worry. People from the restaurant started finding her posts and commenting. "I was there! That kid sprayed champagne everywhere. Your whole family ordered like crazy." Another person wrote, "Girl, your mom was calling more people to come eat on his dime." The restaurant's official account posted security footage of the family trying to sneak out one by one. "We've pressed charges for fraud. Please refrain from posting more incriminating." Seeing all this support, I finally commented with my side and attached my $180 receipt. Blind date. She brought 16 relatives without telling me. Wouldn't recommend. That opened the floodgates. Previous victims started appearing. Some guy posted his receipt. Same girl, $7,000. First date. Another man shared his, 12,000. She brought 30 people. The receipts kept coming. Someone found Chloe's LinkedIn where she worked at a nonprofit for ethical business practices and tagged her company in every comment. Chloe tried deleting everything, but people had already screenshotted her family's Instagram stories from that night. Her brother bragging about the champagne, her mom posting the Wagyu. By morning, her employer tweeted they'd terminated the employee in question. The restaurant pressed charges and won. Chloe had to pay restitution to all her victims. Her relatives got blacklisted from every decent restaurant in the city after their photos spread through the local service industry network. My coworker finally called me, crying and confessing. Chloe had been paying her $100 for each date she set up with rich guys, all because they always pay to avoid embarrassment, except you. I shook my head and sighed. She should have at least gone after the bad rich people. I know someone like Diddy would take her.